Pull the sheet. Pull the no, we won't. She still won't do it. Oh, why not? I would do it. What's weird? We're repeating a little bit because that was the saving spot. What's weird is that sometimes she remembers her dad, and then in other memories she doesn't. Or maybe it's not that she doesn't remember her dad, but rather that her dad did this. So it's like, I want to paint at this, and in her memory it's like it couldn't be her dad because he's a horrible person. You know.
These brushes are ruined. I'll throw them out soon.
At least in this very warped version she has whenever she went into, I don't know what it is, like a mind palace or whatever you call it.
Oh yeah. Dad worked at Complete Foods for a while. I had forgotten about that.
Alright, getting back into it, getting back into the groove of the game, into the vibe of the game.
It's a jar? Interesting. I haven't seen these before.
Yeah, and this sounds again like she doesn't even remember she has a dad.
Huh. I'm not sure who these belong to.
This as well. This is kind of weird. It's like, can you partially remember a person? I mean, I know you can have spots where, or illnesses where you have clear moments and unclear moments, but this doesn't feel like that. So this is kind of...
What a dingy bed. Looks like someone spent a lot of time sleeping here.
Like, I'm not quite sure if I like the way... Because I like the idea of it. I like the concept. It's really cool that she slowly... Something is making her forget all the happy memories she has of her father. And also kind of forget him. But I don't know whether I like the way it's being written. Because it doesn't really... It feels like it doesn't make sense to me. Alright. And let's go upstairs. We already did that. I know. But... Now for real.
More candles? Oh, what is going on? What put these here?
You know what makes me angry about this house? It is so big and she does nothing with it. For example, so you have a couch here and you have an armchair here. Imagine if you sit here and someone else sits there. You can't have a proper conversation. You're screaming at each other. You know, you could have like a little cozy corner here with the armchair and the couch, and then maybe something else here. I don't know, like some sports stuff, you know. So this is kind of, for some reason, I don't like it. Alright, I think it wants me to go into the kitchen. There's so much space. My God.
Damn. Looks like most of this floor is on one of the closed circuits.
Yeah. Or
Glad
this.
I picked up that flashlight.
Why is the phone here? Maybe that's where the connection is to the phone? No, there's no... The phone is not even connected to anything in the wall. Oh look, there was a picture here. A lot of them, and they were removed. So is that her family, or is that just random people? Very random. I hope it's fine that I'm taking my time here. I'm just trying to deduce the logic behind these photos and paintings. It's kind of very absurd selection, to be quite honest. I thought downstairs I had a grasp on her as a person due to the paintings, but I don't think I do after seeing upstairs.
That's what I thought. Main room's locked. Sarah kept the key in her room. once I move downstairs. That's a good place to start.
Find the game room key. Yeah. We'll get there. What is that? Turpentine. Okay. We'll get there. Stay with me, please. Everything's so random. Like, why would you have the radio here? Is that the best way to hear it everywhere? But there's not. You're like, would you then? Do you just sit then here and stare into the corridor? I don't know. It's one of those things. Okay, I know it's a video game. You know, there's different logic to how you set up everything. But I love complaining about it. Oh.
Always another project. Can't help myself, I guess.
Yeah, but why upstairs? Was it? I hope probably from the washing room. Yeah. What? Ah, okay. Oh, wow, that's. You can do so much with this kind of house. It's so big. You can have, usually I would say I don't want to live with other people, but I think in this house I'm fine. Like, I would invite a couple of other people, maybe family, maybe friends, I don't know, because I would feel so bad. She's living here on her own. That feels wrong.
Grandma Noreen's room was this way.
Like how big is this? Is this, it looks like a hotel. Okay, let's go to the washing room because I'm actually I'm feeling like I'm losing myself in all these rooms. I thought it was like small-ish. Also, is the top bigger than the bottom part of the house? Do we have impossible architecture? Oh look, I avoided it because it was lit up and I thought something very important is going on in this room, but nothing. Do we want to go to... No. Our sister's room first? Because I don't know where the game wants to lead me. Oh god, look at this gaudy guitar. That's so 80s. Good lord. I hope no one has this guitar at home. It's like, gaudy? How dare you? Look, I love these kind of guitars, but I think compared to all the other types of guitars, it is pretty much a statement piece, and a very strong statement, you know.
Sarah.
I hope we can get to Grandma's room. I hope we're not missing out on it. Okay. It's very dark.
To her credit, Sarah always excelled in the humanities. Math and science, hit or miss.
Alright, let's see. Sarah Evers, grade 9th, Miss Radcliffe. So very good marks in reading and writing was good. To okay. Music arts very good. Because history, third one, probably a topic she was interested in. That was always my thing. Like whenever it was something I was interested in, it was suddenly very good. You know, because you can concentrate more. You keep more in your head because it's like, that's cool. I'll keep that in my mind bank. Biology as well. So I was a weirdo. I also used to be very good at math, but then I got a bad teacher and then it all went down the drain. That's how it is. Physical education is also interesting. B, C, and A. But that also always depends on what you did, you know, in that specific year. Revolt, Red Year, Savior of America. Can we open this? Look, the music is so nice. It feels like she has a good relationship with her sister. Pinky. Roan Red, that's Joan Jett, right? And the Dark Hearts. I wonder if this is all references to... bands and movements. This looks a little bit like the Girl Riot things. Oh, look.
We talked about traveling the world when we were kids. Times change. Sometimes people do too.
Up for a challenge? Wait, why can't I move? Oh, why? I wanna... that's bad. Okay. Travel wasn't planned in a day. Paris is overrated. The Witness? I don't think Paris is overrated, but I think people underestimate that Paris is not like in the movies. Also, I'm working together with quite a few French colleagues who live in Paris, and they're like, it is really rainy, so don't expect sunshine. It rains more often than it does not. And I think that's part, you know, what disappoints people. And then, of course, the French are not, like, welcoming, especially not to Americans. Don't ask me why, you know. So they're very... I don't even think they're rude, because my colleagues are really lovely, all of them. But I think it's just a different kind of service culture. And maybe for a lot of Americans, it's this whiplash because the American service culture, because it's based on tips, you know, is overly friendly. And then I think the European service culture is a little bit more reserved because most people get a fair minimum wage that they can mostly, it's getting worse, but mostly still, you know, live with. So they're not reliant on tips. But that's just my...
Sarah could never get enough of this nonsense. Though, considering what's been happening tonight, maybe she was onto something.
That's just my tired, lazy theory. Okay, folklore, cryptids, and urban legends of central and southern Great Plains. You know, you don't have to believe in it to think that it's very interesting. Because I do love cryptids and all that. I don't believe that. Oh! Oh!
Sarah never told me about her Rachel. Wonder what came of that.
Hey Sarah, the gang is ditching 5th to catch a matinee at the Blackout. Hope you can make it. If you're up to hang after, just 2 of us, I know a place near Oz where people won't bother us. Rachel. A girlfriend? Because where they don't bother us? I mean, it could also be a, you know, like a platonic girlfriend. But, oh, you know. Also, why is girlfriend such a neutral term? It can also be platonic or romantic, and boyfriend is just always romantic. Food for thought. Look, if I had a room, like, look at this. And she's not using the space. That's just mind-blowingly, that annoys me. Especially as a teenager. I mean, you would have used the shit out of the space. Okay, let's go back here.
It took a little under a week of working the window at Brody Burger for Sarah to call it quits. Service. Never again, was all she said. Kids stuck to her guns.
I had a similar experience as a teenager. I think I tried to work in service. I worked at a supermarket line as a cashier, and I worked in, like, what was it? Basically as a bartender, but not really at a bar, like more outside, and it was a nightmare. I was not built to do it. And that's why I always say treat service personnel kindly and patiently, because the amount of shit they have to deal with is impossible.
There you are. I need to keep better track of these.
Ooh.
This isn't terrifying at all.
Yeah, but can we...
Sarah must have been using one of Dad's unfinished statues for her movies.
Can we... Man, I would look just to know what it is. Swimsuit murder, girl revolution. That's probably bikini kill. Yeah, I think this is all references to bands. Yeah, fight against the system. Oh, the Midwest losers. Continue on. I don't know all of them, but yeah, some of them.
I remember the day this came. A day of mixed feelings. The day she proved me wrong. I was happy for her, even if she didn't see it.
That's nothing, right? If you're happy for someone and you don't show it to the person, then it means nothing. You know, the only thing it does is that you can always say, well, I was happy for you. And then when the other person says, well, I didn't notice because you never told me, then you're like, you know? Okay. Tulsa Institute for Films and the Arts. On behalf of the Admissions and Financial Aid Committee, it is my pleasure to offer you admission to the Practical Artists Program film track at the Tulsa Institute for Film and the Arts. Your thoughtful application and remarkable portfolio convinced us of your intellectual energy, imagination, and passion. Intellectual energy? What? Is that like getting, like little electricity beams out of your head while you're thinking? The exciting next step in this journey is now yours. We know TIFA is likely only one of several options you will consider in the coming weeks. Whoa. While we hope you choose the path best for your unique burgeoning career, we also hope that we are the program that best suits your talents. You have until June 1st, 2014 to let us know if you will call TIFA your home for the next 4 years. Best wishes and warm welcomes to your college. Sincerely, Margaret Matheson. That's a lovely invite letter. I like that. The tone is really, it's so warm,
Sarah was like a second coming of Dad's creative obsessions. I did my best to steer her straight, with mixed results.
Yeah, but what does it mean steer her straight? If she is an artist, so I like that the protagonist is not really likable, because she has her hang-ups, but she also seems like she can't understand that her sister is a different person than she is. And sometimes those people have this thing where they also decide that because it's not what I would do, it's wrong, and I have to make this person realize that it's wrong and that doing what I would do is the best thing to do, and it's not always the case. And I guess because she also didn't like her father that much, and maybe the sister was closer to the father, and that also kind of bugged her. Very interesting dynamics. I like that, really. Do we want to go to No, let's go to the other room first. And then we go to Grandma's room.
Wow. I haven't been in here since we were kids.
You're living here. I don't understand that. Why would you... I mean, yeah, the house is huge, but you have this? And you haven't been here since you were a child? What's wrong with her? Oh, look, it's a skateboard. Don't use it at a certain age. You will just break, I think, everything. A dartboard. Oh, that is so cool. Especially if you have wood walls, you can just use it. It's not possible where I live. Absolutely impossible. Oh, man. This house is it's too big for me, but certain aspects of it are like a dream to me.
We spent so much time huddled up in this corner. Sarah got into newer games as we grew, but nothing will ever beat the classics.
I disagree. I'm so happy I don't have to play Super Mario again. I get it when people like it. Even the old Tomb Raiders. I have such fond memories of playing Tomb Raider, but boy do I like modern games. They're so amazing. They're just so much more smooth.
If it's in the game, it's not cheating.
And I like accessibility, I don't think every single game needs to have it, and it's an individual developer's decision to include it or not. But I like it when I have it, when it's like, I don't have to be the best to play this game through. It's kind of nice. So yeah, modern games, and there's so many more different games, like the variety is mind-blowing. But I get it when other people are more like, oh, because the first memories of playing a video game, it's magical. Like the first memories of certain movies or series, but that's nostalgia. Usually it's not the real thing. We're playing Orbit Strike, or 10 Day next time, first-person shooters. Real games, time for the co-op coven to strike fear into the next generation. Stop choosing Garza, Joni, as Mechanics' form is cheating. Okay, so they played against each other.
The third one was not the best one, you menace. Everyone knows the middle is the best in any trilogy. That's
the worst take I've ever heard. That is just not true. Attack of the Reapers, Alien. Look, they smacked Alien in the middle of this. Between those probably very shitty movies, Alien... Okay, I'm saying this because Alien is my favorite movie. Full stop. Of all time. Be there or be square. Intermission, snack break. Snack break? You do that while you're watching. You do the snack. You don't need a break for a snack. You know, although intermission if you want to prepare the snacks. Okay, A Nightmare on Elm Street, then Attack of the Reapers 2. That's also a horrible night, because wouldn't I want to watch the 3 Attack of the Reapers, you know, chronologically without different movies? Because those break up the tension, the atmosphere, the setting and everything, so you always have to get your mind back to... No. These girls did not know how to compile a good movie night. It's that. Huh.
This was, oh, what, the third, fourth time I grounded her?
Oh, it's a cassette player. What is that? Tell me more. That looks so cool.
One of the few things Mom left for me when I was a kid.
Richard.
I passed it on to Sarah. I think she was able to appreciate it more than me.
Sarah seems to appreciate a lot more than you do. Joni, right? I forgot her name. Who's Richard, by the way? Is that the teddy bear? Wow.
I remember these. Sarah loved designing these creatures for her homemade movies.
Ooh.
Crazy kid.
She's weirdly condescending about it. Yes, like she's still... It feels... Did I understand it correctly? So she went to film school, her sister, so she is really, really good. And she still treats it like a silly little hobby. That's so mean. And this looks so... Like, especially if she did this as a kid, even as a teenager, these concepts are so diverse and amazing. You should be proud of your sister.
Sarah was afraid of the dark. She spent half her nights in here growing up. In my room.
That was your room? I thought that was the game room. When all hope is lost, what would you give to save the ones you love? Attack of the Reapers 3.
I don't care what you say, Sarah. The third one is not the best.
What? Yeah, I see you didn't... But what was the noise? Oh, look, she built her little... Oh, that's for her movies. Cool. Oh, is that a... No, it's movie. The Hunger Games? Outwither? Escape from Stonehaven? Attack of the Reapers? Interstellar?
Sarah always asked me for my ticket after we saw a movie.
Well, probably to remember that they both went. Which is kind of nice. Oh!
Sarah liked her slashers. She'd give Tarantino a run for his money.
I mean, everyone can give Tarantino a run for his money. Look, he's a good filmmaker, but he didn't invent the wheel literally, because he stole so much from Japanese movies. But also, when it comes to slashers, he really, you know, is not the one you would quote for. And as a horror movie, you know, buff, Joni, you should know that. You should know that. I think Wes Craven would have been a better, you know, choice for slasher movies. Blood Recipe. Want to match the vibes of The Shining and Carrie? Found a good recipe. Yeah, they always did it with, like, sugar syrup. Mostly. Good it's the texture, you know, because it's, like, sticky and it looks good on film. It's very unrealistic looking, but because blood is darker usually, but it has a good consistency on film. It's not so, you don't want something that's too fluid.
You could reconstruct this entire house from the pictures she took.
Well, that's good, isn't it? With the... So, investigate the game room. Well, I investigated it. Did I miss something? Also, what is this? What did we do here? That doesn't... The world needs more people like you. Oh, that's cute. It's very cute. No, I did that already. Oh, oh! Okay. Joni!
Hello again.
Hi!
Are you kidding me? We just conversed downstairs.
First time. It's a
First
different
time.
ghost.
Aren't you what I spoke to downstairs?
Who?
What?
Not what? Who?
Okay. Are you who I spoke to downstairs?
No.
Then who are you? Vestige. Of what?
Your sister.
Right. Oh! What is it with these headaches? And there's the whispers again.
Is it the vestiges of her family? Like, downstairs in the basement was her father, in the living room was her mother, this is her sister, and she's kind of... Is she losing the connection to them because she's so isolated?
Mom kept sending us postcards after she left. The audacity! Sarah's the only reason these didn't go straight into the garbage.
Jesus.
I should have stepped in sooner.
Hello girls, the sayings are true. You really can find inspiration here. Your grandmother and I came here when I was young. I'd hoped we could see it together one day, but circumstances change. I hope you're forging a future of your own. You deserve it, both of you do. Love, Mom. If she really did abandon them, then she's a shitty mom, but I still think it's better to write these postcards than not write them, because it tells the girls that even though she's a shitty mom, she still thinks of them and she still cares for them, and I think that is worthwhile and it is precious for a kid, you know, because I think a lot of kids have this feeling when a parent leaves that it's because of them, and that the parent doesn't, or even if it's not because of them, that the parent doesn't love them anymore, that they're not that important, that it's therefore easy for the parent to leave. And to write these cards, even though it's a very small gesture, I think still shows I care about you. So I think it's a good thing. I think the older you get, the more bitter you get about stuff like this. And I'm not speaking from experience, by the way, but, you know, still, that's my theory on these.
Sarah loved my hand-me-down clothing. Almost too much. Not sure why, but help with the budget, not having to buy her something new every month.
Jesus. It's like she's creating her own hell, right? Because she doesn't have to have these thoughts. She could be more generous. Oh, there, you get it. There we go.
Sarah gave this to me the day after Mother's Day one year. Caught me completely off guard. Said she wanted to surprise me, but I think she just forgot.
Who cares? Holy shit, do you realize how much you do? Happy Mother's Day to the greatest sister and mom. Oh, that's adorable. Who cares if it's a day late? But yeah, it's kind of a weird thing that does this. That she turns it into a negative. Because it's a beautiful thing.
Sarah dragged us to this concert. When was it? When she was 13, 14? Not really my thing, but she always got what she wanted.
Well, if she always got what she wanted, it's more about the dad and less about her. Right? Because she's a kid.
The master bedroom. Sarah never really knew Mom. Maybe she was trying to connect in her own way. She was always naive that way.
God, it's so sad playing this. Hi. Do you... Oh, okay, there we are. It's the camera.
I remember this. Huh. Surprised she left this here. Oh, the pictures she took with this. I remember laughter and fighting, hope, a friend crammed into a child-sized mold, dependence, frustration. Oh, she's too much like him. She looks up to her. Oh, why can't she do it herself? Why can't she help? I'm drowning. Give me some space.
Yeah, she got parentified.
Oh no, I didn't mean to.
And once again.
On to the next. I better be getting close.
So the parents parentified her. She had to be... It seems like the dad was there, but he pushed a lot of the tasks onto Joni, which is unfair, because that means she didn't really have her own life. And that made her bitter. Towards both parents, which is understandable. It's just sad that she also takes it out on her sister, because that's the one person who can't really help it. You know, I don't think I mean, of course, she probably also shitty at times, etc. But I think, you know, she's really more innocent in this situation than the parents.
Looks like someone spent a lot of time documenting the house.
Yeah, now she's forgetting her sister.
Gross.
Okay, what else? What else? This? Huh, no. No, there.
My old bed. My old room. Why'd I move out of here again? Cool monsters. Sarah would like these. Cute. A little beat up, but cute.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember any of this. What's going on?
Also, Joni was so much better, obviously, because she was older. It's kind of so mean, right? If a very old sibling plays video games with a very small sibling, it is so mean, because I think most games, not all, but most games, you just have an advantage if you're a little bit older.
What's this? Looks familiar, but I can't place it.
Very, very sad. Explore Noreen's side of the second story. Is that the grandma? We've been here. Okay. Oh, I would line this with bookcases. I don't have that many, but my husband would make sure that these were all filled within a year. He has a problem. But it's a good problem to have, to be quite honest, opposed to some other stuff, you know. Have we been in here before? Yeah, we've been in here before. Yeah. Don't do that. Creepy. Don't kill our wildlife. What's that? See America, United States Travel Bureau. These are very beautiful, by the way. I like them. I hope they're not AI generated. But so far, even the photos, I looked closer at them. I didn't inspect them pixel by pixel, but they looked fairly like, you know, pictures you can get that are probably public comments. Like these. So I hope that's what it is. This is more morbid. Oh, that's beautiful. His latest mystery. Ah, yeah. The grandma was into
As
stuff.
expected. Grandma spent a lot of time in here. The key's probably somewhere in her room.
Wasn't she a medium or something?
Oh, Grandma's reading nook. Things always felt cozy over here.
Yeah, this actually is quite... This is a good use of space, right?
What's this?
It's gone.
Huh, I don't remember anything like this. Huh. Looks like something's missing.
Yeah, what could it be? I don't know either, Joni. It is a mystery. It really is a mystery. What could be missing that was previously in this key-shaped form? But we'll find out. We'll find out. Whoa!
What the fuck? Not this again.
Whoop!
No way. The house is shifting.
No, don't do it. No, it's too big. I don't wanna. Are we now in
I was
Grandma's?
just in this room. Oh, fuck, it's taking over the whole house.
That sucks.
What is it Antoinette says? Locked? No, I was just in here.
Was I? I don't know. I wasn't there. Ooh, Oh, it's the radio. Ew, that sounded so creepy. I thought I was being followed by something. Something appeared. Wasn't there a way toward... That's super weird. Okay, yeah. Calm your tits. Not a fan of this, like, whatever this is. Okay. No, creepy bathroom.
Was this the thing in Sarah's closet?
Pull the sheet. Pull the no, we won't. She still won't do it. Oh, why not? I would do it. I usually wouldn't, because I would just leave. But here playing this game, you know, not as Joni, but as Hula, I would pull it. Do we go here? Or did I just go there? I don't... Look, that's annoying because we're not very fast. And it's a very big house. And then it's tedious.
Okay, so if this is the closet...
What? What if this is the guy?
No, thank you.
Dude, stop it, you goofy little ghost. Stop it. I think someone played medicine. Yeah.
Will it ever end?
I don't know.
Stay focused, Joni. Keep going. The fuck?
Oh, man.
Oh, is this thing following me?
Oh, look.
I gotta get out of here.
We gotta
looks
get
promising.
out of this place.
Dead end. Wait, what's
Oh,
that?
a key? Who would have thought that this would fit a key?
This key. I don't recognize it. Feels special. Maybe
And we're back again.
things
Oh.
are back to normal. That was strange. The library key better be in here. Keep going, Joni.
Oh, to roll.
Keep going.
Who's that? That wasn't us.
I'm not sure this is the time for a reading. I think I'll take my chances.
Is that the rider to roll? It looks a little bit like mine, but I'm not quite sure. So she was into media and stuff. She sewed a lot of things. Had a good full figure. That's not how wool looks, but I allow it. you kidding me? This is a bathroom? This is perverse.
Grandma always made excuses for Dad. At least she never gave up on him like Mom did.
I mean, was it her son? Because then obviously she loves her son, so, you know.
It's beautiful. Looks special. Huh. There's a note underneath.
Oh.
It's not like Grandma refused to talk about Grandpa. But it seemed like there was so much she left unsaid.
My darling Noor, since we first met on the slopes of the Witness, where you saved my life from the third omen of that black dog, Jesus, what a first sentence. Like, a little bit of backstory would be appreciated. I knew we were destined to be together. Experience is our love language, but you deserve something tangible. For the day I may no longer be around to experience this life with you. Surprise, it's a vase. I know. A vase, a vase. Potato, potato. But that's why I picked it. Yes, it's the same one. Don't ask me how I got it. Love, L. Can I just know what happened here? That's too much insinuation. What's that? Damn, it looks expensive. And in the bathroom? Wouldn't it like... that's the worst place for very expensive, very rare, very precious... Oops, sorry, paper. Because it's so humid in here. Like this as well. Don't put it in the bathroom. And that is a super creepy plant. No. No. But this is cool. If it's raining outside, you can sit here. And this is so wide. You can have like coffee and a glass of wine and a book and a candle and another candle. Some snacks, you know. Some more snacks. Snacks. Alright. Oh my god. The dream. This is the dream. I'm not even into fashion and designer clothes, but I would love this. And I would not have like the same shirt twice. What's that? Oh.
Grandma and Grandpa. They look good.
Yeah, all the other photos are, I think, from public comment sources. At least they look like that. And the actual family photos, they look hand-drawn. Or at least, you know, like, not AI generated. They look like someone had a vision here, you know. It's very cute. Very cute. Is that Toulouse-Lautrec? Looks a little bit like it. Oh... They were so obsessed when they started photography. I think immediately, the funniest thing about it is, as soon as they invented photography, they had funny prank pictures and ghost pictures. So, you know, they were always silly gooses. And a lot of people think people back in the days, they didn't smile on these pictures. Oh, they did. There's so many pictures where they're just silly little goobers and having the time of their life. Am I back in our room? Yeah, it's a very confusing layout. This is so nice. This room is lovely.
We can all use a little romance in our lives. I'm sure Grandma wanted an escape from time to time. Especially after Grandpa passed.
It's probably... yeah, it's kind of sad. You have to lose a loved one. Love calls out from the silence. In an isolated mansion, a lovely young woman faces evil to save her beloved. But will she do it in time? I'm not really into romance novels very much. I don't know why. A lot of other genres I like, but... well, I hate spy novels. So, and romance novels, it doesn't tickle my fancy. Even though I do understand the appeal, especially nowadays where you have a lot of variety out there.
I never knew you, Grandpa. I wish I'd gotten the chance.
Yeah, but what happened? So did he write the letter in the bathroom when he was dying? So that was like his... like the vase as well was like his gift, you know, to remember him by. Because the experiences, you know, that the only thing she had left were memories. I don't know. But our love it was stronger by far than the love of those who were older than we, of many far wiser than we, and neither the angels in heaven above nor the demons down under the sea can ever dissever my soul from the soul of the beautiful Annabel Lee. Aww. For the moon never beams without bringing me dreams of the beautiful Annabel Lee, and the stars never rise but I feel the bright eyes of the beautiful Annabel Lee. And so all the night tide I lie down by thy side, of my darling, my life and my bride, in her sepulchre there by the sea, in her tomb by the sounding sea. E. Edgar Allan Poe. Yeah, I was just saying, usually I cringe at love poems, but this is gorgeous. So yeah, Poe. Makes sense. I don't cringe. Love poems in general, I like them, but most poems that people write for their loved ones, it's an art. It's a high art. I think writing poetry is such a high art because it's so difficult. German is even worse. It is so difficult to write a German poem that is not cringy and cheesy as heck, because a lot of things that sound fine in English sound horribly overdone and over-dramatic in German. But this is, yeah, I think it's the repetition that makes it sound really, really lovely, and it's very melancholic. One of your favorites, We're Never Too Old to Stop Passing Notes. Oh, is there something on the back? No. Was that her grandfather? Oh boy, well, just, okay. Looked like he probably was a very attractive man in his heyday. Okay, yeah. What did she do here? You know, didn't just mix her drinks, it looks like. Investigate. Oh yeah, we wanted to go to the library. I'm getting so distracted, but it's the world storytelling is very good. That I enjoy.
Hello? Coast seems clear.
Because what I like is that the rooms are designed with intention. You know, like who lives in there, how old is this room, when did the person live here. So every single room we've visited so far was super large, but also designed and decorated in a way that felt like it makes sense for the person who lives there. And I enjoy that very much. That's such a huge part of environmental storytelling, and in a lot of horror games you don't have it. They just buy some assets, they throw them in the room, and that's that. Or they buy like the full room asset. So it's really nice to see something where someone sat down and actually made a conscious decision on how each room has to look like to portray the person who usually lived in there or spent their time there, but also, you know, the purpose of the room and everything.
Grandma used to say she traveled the worlds when she was a young woman. She stopped telling stories not long after Mom left.
So it's kilometer, so it's probably Europe. Samlup. That looks like Denmark or Sweden, because that O is very Nordic, but I don't know whether it is.
Grandma always used to talk about living the well-lived life. Great in theory, but living a virtuous life won't keep the lights on.
Depends. I mean, you can't... In our society, it's impossible to live a completely clean life because you're reliant on a lot of machineries behind the scenes that do harm. But you don't have to be a criminal if you're privileged enough, of course, you know. I think there are people that are forced to kind of, you know, look for other ways, but that can still be virtuous. I think virtue is not about... It's about... what's your intention, but also what's the effect you have on people. I don't give a shit if someone very poor is stealing food, that, you know, in a supermarket. That doesn't harm anyone. It doesn't even harm the supermarket. They price that in. So you can still be virtuous because you're not doing it to harm anyone. And I think it's a weird saying of Joni. I don't know. It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. Oh, Marcus. Yeah. Alright. That's more difficult, I actually think. I think it's... I mean, and also I'm saying a virtuous life. I don't mean a sin-free life or a life where you don't regret anything, because I think that's pretty much impossible for most of us. But I'm saying you can still lead a life where you feel like I did my best. You know, I didn't create, you know, a fascist government, you know, within a couple of months. You know, so I'm good. But living the life to its fullest, I feel like that's super difficult, and that's based on a lot of privileges you need to have. Because with money, you can live your life a lot more to the fullest, and weirdly, a lot of the people who have a lot of money don't do it. Still. Okay, but rant
Grandma
over.
loved all sorts of art, especially stories. Macbeth was one of her favorites.
Such a mainstream reader. Alright, is there anything we need to... No. I had a huge Shakespeare phase when I was in my teens. I loved Midsummer Night's Dream. I was so in rap with it. In what can only be explained as a freak accident of nature, a massive lightning bolt struck the old Cunningham house last Wednesday evening. Video evidence from eyewitnesses shows the lightning strike connecting with the house and lasting uninterrupted for a full 6 seconds before dissipating. Did we read that before in another room? Perhaps more curiously, the house showed no signs of damage. No fire, no broken sections of roof or siding, not even a hint of scorch marks could be seen. It's almost as if the house was shielded from, or perhaps even absorbed the energy from the lightning bolt. That's scientifically possible, so I'm not, you know, reading anything into that. The house's owner, descendant of the well-known long-standing Cunningham family, Noreen Cunningham, said the phenomenon had been overstated by the media and that no lightning had struck the house at all. When shown the video evidence, Noreen merely smiled at us and walked back up the steps into the marvelously resilient house. I imagine her walking backwards, like facing them, smiling, you know, in a very creepy way. Subscriber to the Inquirer and Reflection. Read every newspaper article. Oh, ho, ho, ho.
Really, Grandma? What are we doing with this?
What? We're reading this. Foretellings of a Madman? What is this? I want to read it. That looks so interesting. Oh, God, Joni. Joni's such a pretty... You're not living life to the fullest. You're not even trying, Joni.
Grandma's will?
Ooh.
Did she forget it? Or is she planning on coming back one day?
Did Joni lose everyone? Are they maybe dead and she's not coping properly? But hopefully not in the way that she killed them, but rather that she imagines that they all left her, but they just maybe died in a freak accident or something? I hope not, but who knows? We'll probably get to see that once the blibby blub light comes, right?
Grandma was furious when I sold the land. But what was I supposed to do? I was only making so much from the auto shop at that point.
Miss Evers, we are writing you to confirm that the transaction for selling 12 acres of land from the Cunningham estate has been completed. The agreed upon sum has been wired to your account at Harvest Federal Credit. Please find enclosed an official copy of the bill of sale. Please contact me if you have any questions or have any future real estate needs. It has been a pleasure doing business. I mean, you have too much land. This house could house so many families. It's wild. But if she didn't align properly with her grandma, I get that she was upset.
The house has changed so much. I barely recognize it.
Yeah, this size, that's not accurate.
Isn't this in Arkansas? Seems mundane compared to everything else in here. Wonder why Grandma had this.
Healing springs. She wanted to go to some healing springs. I mean, that's not really a big mystery.
I guess we have you to blame for the wanderlust in the family.
Oblivion, the River of Souls, Strange Sign in the Woods, the Great Junction. Oh my god, did she collect like weird places with energies and everything? That's so cool.
Keep him away.
That is ominous. Houdini. Oh, I need to read more into Houdini. He was so interesting. He, for anyone who doesn't know, I feel like everyone knows by now, but Houdini was not just, he was like a magician, you know, with illusions and escaping especially. He like always tied up. He was like the David Blaine and whoever's out there before they all, you know, and he did like wild stuff, very dangerous stuff also. But the coolest thing about Houdini was that he actually didn't just do that, but he also, at some point in his life, went on this rampage where he exposed mediums, because there was a time where, you know, they went hogwire, and he was so, I think he was really angry at them for extorting people who were grieving. And so he tried to uncover it and explain, because he had the knowledge of how to do tricks and, you know, what to do to bamboozle people. So he tried to uncover everything, and, you know, was usually called when there was a new medium or something weird happened. I think even there was this case where these kids, I hope it's fine if I'm ranting here without moving, where these kids took pictures apparently of fairies, and I think he was called to that, or maybe that was just in a fictionalized version in a movie that I saw. I don't know anymore, but yeah, his life was so interesting, and I really need to read up more on it. Okay, let's go back to it. Black dog fairies, you know. There you go. Entities that can cross. Oh, so black dog fairies, oh, the skull, blah blah blah, and that's here.
This skull man seems bad. Maybe that's why Grandma got mad at me when I sold the land.
Didn't the sister also have something with a skull? I don't know. There are few entities that roam the world quite so baleful as the Skull Man. What his true name is or was, I do not know, but he's taken a particular liking to harvest as of late. I don't like it, not one bit. The house grounds should dissuade him for now. He'll go for easier prey while he can. Sooner or later, though, I need to devise a plan. I've much work to do. Ooh. Cluster of disasters, natural, paranatural, purposeful. Ooh. Strong emotion, emotional turmoil, people and places. Thinning of the veil, possible to cross, communicate. Locations of thinning. Yeah, that's where she went, right? Disappearances. Related to the well. Is that the spinning? No, the spring. Healing springs? Must pinpoint times and signs. Also, I hope you hear me properly. I moved my mic a little bit, but I'm like bouncing it. I'm going deeper and deeper into it. Because in my latest recording, I could hear myself breathe through my nose so much it irritated the heck out of me.
What's the causeway?
This looks so interesting. You can just open the book and find out, Joni. You know, you don't have to stay ignorant. No one's forcing you to, and that's cool.
What's this? I've never seen any place like this.
Was Grandma abducted by aliens?
An old map of the house grounds. Before I sold off sections to pay the bills. Oh, a place of power? Resonance? Spirits? Maybe there was always more to this place than met the eye.
How could you sell sections of the house? It was even bigger? Sparse stone and tree positions are the source, or that which channels? Place of power. Mathematical resonance or confluence of natural spirits, something else. Sparse stone, blah blah blah. Ritual is the key, the power to overcome entropy. Should at least keep the padfoot away. Huh. Oh. Oh.
What the hell, Grandma? First of all, this thing is real? Second, you knew Sarah was tracking it?
It's the black dog.
Unbelievable.
It's quite possible the padfoot that stalks the cornfields of harvest is in fact Black Shuck, the scoundrel, not the black dog known to haunt the forests of the witness. It's so much and it's fine if you're, you know, not telling the audience everything, but I feel like we're missing crucial information here to understand what's going on. While Old Shuck is notably more malicious in nature, he lacks the ontological destiny magic of the latter. Okay, well then, good. which plays very much in our favor. If Sarah can snap a picture, we can trap it. In the meantime, I'll ready the partitions. Did they get killed? By the... What? Didn't expect this direction, really. What's going on here? Guide to being a single parent. Tackling the challenges posed by the Wild West of modern society. Oh, that's probably Grandma.
Hello?
Yeah.
Know you?
Oh.
Us? Oh, wait! What does that mean? Oh! Doesn't matter. Find the whispering objects. Deal with them. Get out.
Oh, what? Oh, I can't read it.
This house has been expanded countless times. But did we really need a bigger house? This just put us in debt. A debt I'm still paying off.
Oh, so they grew the house, and at some point she sold off parts of it because it was getting too expensive. Now I get it. Okay, now I understand. I thought she was just selling off land out of nowhere because she didn't make enough money. It's like the Winchester house. Because the Winchester family, they were very superstitious. Oh, so it's a book. Okay. They were very superstitious, and they thought they were haunted by the ghosts of every single person that got killed by the Winchester guns. And so I think the lady of the house built the Winchester house in just as a labyrinth, basically, with a lot of hidden corners and everything. The Rose Red movies and story from Stephen King is based on that. And she wanted them basically to get lost in the house.
Grandma and Mom off on one of their adventures. Mom had everything handed to her. Everything she denied me. And Grandma just let it happen.
Yeah, I don't understand either. I would, I would be very angry with my daughter if she abandoned her kids. But maybe there's a reason behind it.
Was this for me? Grandma was always making us stuff. Guess she never cared enough to actually give it to me.
Is
Dad
that...
must have been wearing off on her.
Well, maybe she just forgot. But yeah, we're in the negative zone again. I get it. Oh, there.
I didn't even know they had books like this back then. So instead of teaching Mom how to be responsible, you just took her on adventure after adventure. Is that what this taught you? Now I'm left holding the bag. Thanks, Grandma.
Raising a modern family provides practical guidance and steadfast support for those facing the journey of lone parenting. Campfire stories, accounts of single parents who have successfully navigated this path, offering encouragement and practical lessons. Traitors tips, from rustling up breakfast to roping in bedtime routines, discover hands-on strategies to manage the daily wrangling of kids. I mean, that's not about adventures. This is just a more, playful way. Oh, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Yeah, that's what's happening to us. Good point, game. I want to know what this is. I can't read it. Has it already manifested? Yes.
Did Grandma Noreen make this? No. Looks like this has been around for a long time.
Lilith and Noreen at Scrivener's Point. What a day this was. Lilith heard stories of the black dog and the lonely spirit before we left on our 3-day trek. Of course she was unafraid. Luckily we saw no trace of the dog, which means we're safe to make a return trip at a later date. I expected Lilith to be drawn to the golden aspens, but instead she gathered a remarkable amber oak leaf. My daughter certainly sees the world differently. To her, the mundane often holds that which is most special. Family time. It's a funny thing, time. It seems as though the present is all that exists, yet all we can manage to consider are the notions of past and future. A beautiful curse, I say. That's why it's important to capture moments like this. Not to remember what was, but to remember what is at each time in which we are, have been, and will be. Hopefully that makes sense to whoever reads this in their present time. Blow.
I remember a lonely woman is no longer lonely. A new family lives in the house. It's a home again, but it's crumbling. It's crumbling. Oh, the matriarch won't do anything. Why won't she do anything? She lets her daughter walk away. She's afraid. No fight, all whimper. Oh, I'm sick of this. I need to get out of this house.
Oh, no.
Thanks. Okay. Basement. Keep going, Joni. You've got this.
I'm very sorry to do this to you, but luck was saving, and I will end this here. And we'll continue and probably have the final episode next week. I enjoyed this episode a lot more than the last one. I think this game needed a little bit of time for me to settle and kind of, create the right setting, what I'm dealing with. So I really enjoyed that. I think the house is great. It's so huge. There's a few little things I don't like. I'm very slow, and for having such a huge house and for having to walk such a long, these distances, I would like to at least be able to run, but it's a minor thing. I think it's great the way the house is designed. I like the storytelling. I like the memories. I sometimes wish I could get more into certain things, like just get more text, more storytelling, like a little, I don't know, more background on the grandparents, what was how did they meet with the black dog and everything. I want to know about that. And just the small stories that are hinted at. And I get that as storytelling devices, it works, but because it hints at enough that you kind of know, oh, this is supposed to say both the grandparents were more into supernatural stuff, so they both connected over that. So it gives all the right hints, but it also is so juicy, and so interesting that I want to know more. And that's kind of a shame that, you don't get that. But other than that, I like how it's progressing. And I'm really looking forward to it. I gotta be honest, I would like this to be supernatural and not psychological horror. I don't want to find out that everyone died and she just went crazy in her house, and refuses to believe in the reality, because I like the idea that this is an actual evil entity that is kind of maybe even keeping her family from her, It would be so cool. But I'm very interested in the ending, and I know there are ways to tell a good psychological horror story. I think so far this is doing a good job. It is less scary than sad and melancholic, but I have to say, a few times it was a little bit creepy, maybe even accidentally. Like when the radio turned on, I thought it was like a weird monster sound. I also think I heard actual monster growls once or twice when I was in rooms in certain, corners. That was really cool. I think the mannequin, it's fine, but I played medicine, and they did it so amazingly, that, yeah, this was fine, or I don't even know if it's a mannequin or it's just a sculpture or whatever. But I like the thought behind it, it got a little bit creepy during those moments. I also liked what just happened, you know, that at the beginning you're like, oh, there's one voice, maybe it's mom, maybe it's dad, you know, and then, you know, slowly, step by step, you realize, oh, it's every single room has a different voice, so it's kind of like maybe not even their ghost, maybe that just the impression that they made while they lived there, because the house is a place of power. So that, you know, alone, because there's some theories out there that this alone can create a ghost. You know, the person doesn't have to be dead. It just can be a lot of emotions, you know, bundled up into a kind of energy. Not that I don't really necessarily believe in it, but that's some of the theories, and that's kind of, you know, what could happen here. And I love the change, you know, that suddenly we have a voice that's not one of our family. Who is that? So that is cool. That is really cool. Yeah. So, really looking forward. I hope we get to find out what happened to mom, what happened to dad, what happened to our sister and our grandma, because I really want to know. I hope it's not getting too sad. And I hope it's a good ending, because, yeah, I think I really enjoy this, actually. I went in a little bit ho-hum last episode, but this episode I really enjoyed myself, and I thought it was really engaging and fun. Just slow walking, but, you know, nothing's perfect. How did you like it? What do you think? Without spoilers, of course. So if you have played the game yourself or have seen another Let's Play and know what happens, then I'm sorry, you cannot answer this. But if you haven't, you know, what do you think? What's going on? Psychological horror, everyone's dead, she's just coping, or a real ghost? And what would you prefer? What's your thing in these kind of stories? So you actually like the psychological effect, thing where, you know, the person is just making up the ghosts, basically? Or do you prefer when it's actually supernatural shenanigans? Tell me in the comments, and see you next time. Bye! This is my self-recorded outro song, so I don't get hit with copyright claims. If you subscribe to a lot of fun tutorials, reviews, and let's plays.